like I grew up like making tamales and being called mija, like, you know what I mean? Like my grandpa was like very like Mexican, and but it's funny because it's like when I talk to people who are like more Mexican than me, it just sounds like I'm coming across like when I'm like, no, I am. It sounds like I'm coming across like, no, I have a black friend. Like that's how it sounds to people who are like more Mexican or whatever. But I'm like, because like I know I'm white, but I'm also not.
I get that. I get that.
It's a very weird thing. It's been happening to me a lot lately.
I feel the same way when I say the N-word. Just kidding. Did you start rolling?
Yeah.
Great.
I got that.
Great. Cool. We'll get started. Welcome back to another episode of Medium Podcast. It's your host, Melissa Nami.
And it's me, Connor.
And for today's guest, we've got comedian, producer, actress, model, and part YouTuber, Ann Flagg. Ann, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited for you to be here. You're someone I've been wanting to get on for a while.
I've been wanting to get on you for a while too.
But when we started, you relocated, and I was so amped when you came back because one of the first things I thought was, I'm getting her on the podcast.
I'm very happy to be back. Yeah.
Welcome back, girl.
Thank you.
Let's get started from the beginning. What did you start off first with as far as like your creative process? Did you start with comedy? Did you start with acting, modeling?
Yeah. What did I start with? I think I was doing like sketches, like comedic acting, just like short form, I think. I don't think I was doing comedy then. It's been like 9 years, I think. I've been in stand-up. I think I was always kind of a creative person, and I was like writing jokes and like telling them to like people at the bar for like 2 years before I did an open mic. And then after my first time on stage, I was like, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do with my life. Like it was so good. It was so good. The second time was good. The third time I wanted to kill myself. It was so bad. I was like, please forget my name. This is terrible. But then I was like, everybody bombs, keep moving.
Do you remember where that was at?
It was at Back to the Grinds.
Really?
So Back to the Grind had forever. I'm not sure if they still do it, but on Mondays they had a mixed mic. They still have it. Okay. And that's where I first started comedy, and I would just go and it was like, and it was always like a really like supportive space. I think the crowd was very supportive. Yeah. I'm not trying to talk shit on anybody, but the guy who was running it was like kind of a nut.
I hear so many mixed things about that mic. I hear that they're like receptive to comedy, or I hear that they're not receptive at all to comedy. Yeah. So it's like one or the other, because someone will do like a poem and then like a sad song, and then if you go up, like depending on
it's vibe. And the thing about it, and I'm not sure, I don't know who runs it anymore now, but the guy who was running it back then, who had it forever, the system was so. It was so whack. You would go and you would like tell him your name, and he would write it in his notebook, but then nobody knew when they were going or if they would get up that night at all. So then you were just waiting around sometimes for 2 or 3 hours, and you had no idea.
Dang. Did they sell beer and wine back then too, or was that?
I don't think so.
It was just coffee and pastries and stuff like that? That's pretty crazy, especially because it's at night and you're waiting around like that long, because a lot of people like to...
And I would go, like I had been like just going to them like to hang out with my friends since I was like high school. Yeah. So then when I went to like actually go and like perform, I was like kind of like very familiar with it. But it like the whole process, like imagine, I mean, I know there are some shitty mics in like in LA where you sit around for 2 hours, you know, like whatever. But it was just like, so I'm like so amped. I'm so pumped. I'm like, yes, I'm going to get back on stage. But then
bomb.
No, not even get up.
You didn't even get up.
Sometimes, yeah, because you would know.
Yeah. So that was your third. So that's where you started, was Back to the Grind on Monday nights?
On Monday nights, yeah.
Cool. When did you start producing your own comedy shows and stuff like that?
I started the Lobby. I took like a year sabbatical because I'd moved away, but I was running it for 2 years before that.
Dang.
So
okay.
Yeah, it was monthly for 2 years, and I was really proud of like what it turned into, because it's been really great.
It's an awesome show, and it's an awesome venue. I really enjoyed. Thank you. You're one of the first people to ever book me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
And I don't know how much like without, do I get corny? Do I?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. It meant a lot, because I remember doing a mic, and then you DM me, and it's kind of like funny because when I first started doing comedy, I kind of just like binge added everybody that had to do with the Riverside comedy scene.
Which is smart. That's a smart move.
Thanks. It was a blind move. But when I saw that you DM me, the first thing you said was, you were really funny tonight. And I remember driving home and I was like, oh my God. And, she said I was funny. And Chantel was like, like she was pumped for me, but at the same time she's like, you're taking this compliment way too happily. You know what I mean?
But it's a big deal, especially when you're first starring and you have somebody who like, you know, to have that kind of like
by
support
proxy,
from your peers,
I looked up to you, you know, because you were the only gal doing it. You know, so in the sea of dudes, I was like, oh, there's that one funny gal, Anne.
Yeah.
And you have that name, like, you always want to say Anne Flagg.
That's so fun. I think that, like, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And it's funny
hard to say
me.
Anne.
I'm Anne Flagg. You know, it's like Brad Pitt. Or, you know what I mean? It's like,
it is. That's why I asked you that question. I asked him before, I was like, do you have a friend that, like, when you say their name, you want to always say their last name too? Because you do have that name. It's a zinger. You have a zingy name.
I like it. I've been asked if it was like a stage name, and I'm like, no, just
a good name.
Just a good name, I guess.
Your parents named you a good name.
Yeah.
I have a friend, I don't think she listens to this, so I'm just going to say it. Like, her parents named her Safari-Lace. Do you remember that girl from middle school?
Yep. Did she pronounce the hyphen?
No. It was just, I'm just telling you how they spelled it. Her name was Safari-Lace.
Yeah.
But that's a name, you know what I mean?
That's a name.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Not a zinger like Anne Flagg. You know.
Do you know there's like some people who like make up weird stage names? Like there was this guy in Ontario I remember I met. It was like Remy LeBeau or something. I don't know. Sorry, Remy. Sorry, but then he told me his real name, and I was like, that is so much better than
you serious?
No, it was so much better than his. I think like nobody knows what they're doing when they start. None of us know what we're doing. There's no blueprint. What works for one person is not going to work for someone else. And I think that we're all just like making these mistakes and like trying to figure it out. So like no hate against that because I've made plenty of my own. But yeah, I was like, you should go to your regular name. I think you'd get booked more.
I don't usually give people advice.
Yeah.
But
I try not to give unsolicited advice because I hate unsolicited.
I got unsolicited advice.
Yes.
I have a list. That one's a hard one to say for me.
I was in speech therapy when I was a child.
Oh my God, me too.
I couldn't say my R's.
Oh.
So even saying my R's, I try to focus really hard on that. But
did you have a, like, I know that there's a thing with the tongue, like it's called like legit tongue tied when that thing, did you have that?
I don't know if I did. I think it was just my mouth was lazy.
Got it.
And I even like, cause I speak very lazily a lot of the time, I think.
Oh, okay. I mean, I never thought so.
No, I kind of mumble a lot, and I do, and I like talk to myself a lot, and people are like, "What?" Like I'll be on a road trip with my mom, and I'm just talking, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, I was just talking to myself," and she goes, "I don't mean to interrupt."
Excuse me, but
it happens.
Chantel does that a lot. I talk in my head a lot, so I'm very distracted. People will be talking to me, and I'm just like
yeah.
Not out loud though, because I'm not weird. I'm just kidding.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I'll make all kinds of funny. Like I hum when I eat. Have you ever met a hum eater? Like,
no.
And it's so funny because I didn't recognize it until someone was like, "Anne, what are you doing?"
Is it only when the food is good?
It's because I love food so much, and when it's good, and I'm
are
just
you like monotone humming, or are you like humming a melody?
It's like, and I'm like, I don't recognize it, and
I'm
then
just
I'll
like,
get a
she's Snow White, whistling away. I get that. I mean, that means you enjoy things, you know, and you have a good energy about you. Cause like I said, like, again, not to like, just, I guess to cycle back, like it did mean a lot when you booked me. Cause that was like one of the first show, probably one of the first 3 shows I had been booked on.
That's awesome.
But it was like the first cool show I had been booked on, you know, before then it was like, you know, it's at a place with a bar and there's food. And it felt like a place for comedy.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know?
I really, when I started, wanted to feel like a comedy club at this space, you know?
You accomplished that.
So thank you. Yeah, I've worked really hard at it, and it was not good for a long time, I promise you.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it took a long time, probably over a year before it like really felt like people wanted to be here, people were coming back. It felt like a good space. It felt like I had like a solid crowd, and yeah.
I mean, as far as that venue goes, it was relatively new to begin with, if we're talking like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So you kind of you started the comedy as they were coming up themselves.
It was brand new. The owner is a family friend.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very lucky in that regard, because he was like, "Oh, other people have been hitting me up. Like, people want to do shows, but I know you kind of," like, we talked about it because we had talked about it before he opened. And so I'm like very fortunate in that regard, because he's fiercely loyal to me. And I'm glad that like I was able to make it something that was like great for everybody. You know?
Yeah. That's very cool. As far as all of that goes, because now it's at a new location, kind of, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it?
It's the Speakeasy, Comedy Lobby Speakeasy at room 77.
Ooh.
very sexy vibes, I think.
Is there a secret passcode to get in?
We should have a secret passcode, huh?
That's the fun. Okay, Chantel, like we went to a speakeasy. I think I told you about it. We went to Pasadena for like a birthday or an anniversary. I forget what it was. And we found the speakeasy online, and they're like, oh, you're going to like walk around the corner and there's going to be a guy hanging out and he's going to give you a riddle. So like we walked up and
so fun.
I was able to answer the riddle, and they took you through a kitchen and into a refrigerator.
I love that.
It was so awesome.
I love that.
But then I was curious. I'm like, what if I didn't answer the riddle? Like, would he be like, kick rocks? With a broom? Like,
no drinks for you. No overpriced cocktails for you.
Get out of here.
No men in vests. Like it's like the old timey like vest bartender that's like cleaning a glass and he's like muddling something.
Get him out.
We found one in New York that was like at a hot dog restaurant. It was like a hot dog stand and there was like a payphone.
Yeah.
So you payphone and then you put your name and then they're like password, and then you and then you have to like call back later to see if like you're on the list or whatever.
So
it's cool. And then you go through the payphone to get in. It was cool. New York has tons of cool stuff.
I'm enjoying the I guess like the turn venues are taking and restaurants are taking to having more like quiche or niche type of like things and vibes. So I'm excited to see the new spot, because before it was upstairs, and based on the photos I had seen, now it's downstairs.
Yes, because
Sick.
we have the lobby, which has always been the lobby, and Rex, the owner of the lobby, shout out, he opened up a space next door that is, because the lobby is more that like a bar, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's
like a gastropub.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So then next door, room 77 is the nightclub vibe of it.
Sick.
So that's why. And on the weekends they have like bottle service and like the girls with like the
like that
in the lingerie with the sparklers. Like the
Connor does that for a side job.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
Show her how you hold the sign, Connor.
It's like all you've seen in like the. It's a very, very cool space, and it's so beautifully done.
I think it's so funny now how much the sign thing is it's a thing now. It's a vibe, like what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a vibe. Yeah,
I got to check it out. I haven't been at night.
Definitely check it out, because so in that space, I'm just lucky because it's only open on the weekends for the nightclub space. So then that's my space on Wednesdays. Oh. And I really, really love it. I really love, like, we've only had one show there so far, but it's been awesome. And we're going, like, you have to like go through the back, and you know what I mean? So it's like, you can't just walk in the front door. It's like, that's what the speakeasy part, where it's like, oh, it's the comedy lobby, but it's like in the speakeasy.
Yeah. I think that's pretty interesting. You need to start, when you sell the tickets, you need to give a riddle. A password.
I want as many people to buy tickets as possible. Yeah. I'm not trying to make it harder on people. To
No, not like to answer a riddle to buy a ticket. Okay. But like when you get your ticket, you're given a riddle so you can think about it for a couple days before you answer.
Yeah, maybe.
I
think it's a really cute idea.
A riddle kick, I guess.
Do you guys have a favorite riddle?
A favorite riddle?
Favorite riddle?
Uh-huh.
No.
Like, okay. No, but can I tell you my troll high story?
Yeah, hit me.
I got so high off of edibles one time, like so high I was hallucinating.
Nice.
It was brilliant. Yeah, I had been with a boyfriend. We went to Venice. It was like around those times we had to like go to Venice to get your med card, and it was like this whole thing. Yep. So we were driving back, and I was so incredibly high. It was crazy. We stopped at In-N-Out, and I was waiting at the table. He was like, just sit down. I'll go get the food, because I was like out of my mind. And there was like this table next to us of just like guys. And my boyfriend comes back, and I was like, they're trolls. And he was like, what? And I was like, they're a boy band. But I was hallucinating. They were a boy band, like Backstreet Boys, made of trolls. Like under the bridge to ask you a riddle. Trolls. And he was like, Anne, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know, but I never want to be this high again. It was so crazy. I was like, they were literally a boy band, and they started singing. Like I was that high. I was hallucinating that hard.
Well, word on the streets is back then they didn't know how to dose anything. So you would.
Oh my God, yeah, I know. Yeah, it was like a cookie, and it was just like.
Yeah, you think you're having a bite, but then your whole world is changing.
Oh my God, it was insane.
I'll tell you guys my favorite riddle. Let's see if you guys can answer. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna make sure that I say it right. Okay, the person who builds it sells it. The person who buys it never uses it. And the person who uses it never sees it. What is it?
The person who builds it, sells it.
Mm-hmm. The person who buys it never uses it. And the person who uses it never sees it.
You use something you never see.
Yeah, it's difficult. I'd have to think about that one.
You want the answer?
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Anne thinks you're a quitter.
I am.
You want to ruminate for just a second? Or...
Okay, you think about it for a second.
It's like I do want the answer. All right, give it to me. Fine, I'm not trying to think that hard right now.
A coffin.
A coffin.
Yeah, that makes
Way to bring the
sense.
mood down.
For real.
I mean, it could be a good reason someone died. Like, what if it's the coffin? Like, what if it's Hitler's coffin?
What do you want, see us?
Yeah, it's Hitler's
What do you
coffin.
want, see us? There's good reasons people die. Come on.
Shout out
Juan.
Juan.
I know. Love that guy.
We had him on, and that was one of the. It was so interesting learning about all of that stuff that he does, and I'm like,
He does a lot. He does all like
yeah,
all the stuff.
He's an undertaker,
very-
pretty much, you know. But that's one of my favorite riddles. Sorry, it's sad. My bad. I didn't think it was.
It's not sad anymore because some people deserve to die. According to you.
Yeah, but okay, my specific example on that one was a bad person like Hitler.
Yeah. Hitler
Okay.
deserved
Yeah,
to
but I
die.
feel like I don't want Hitler to be buried in a coffin. I want him to go up in flames like he did to everybody else, right?
Did he
like,
get buried?
Right. I
probably.
I can't remember what happened to his body.
But it-
I think the
I
Germans.
can't
I'm pretty sure the Germans took his body and never released it or something like that.
It's
I
just
could be wrong.
in formaldehyde in a museum somewhere.
They're mummified.
Who knows? I'm pretty sure it's in Argentina, actually.
He's still living in Argentina.
You think he's still alive?
That took a weird turn.
According to Russian reports, bodies were
Do we
exhumed by
believe Russia?
Soviet.
Come on.
According to Russian reports.
Are you on Wikipedia?
It was destroyed. So there you go, Anne. You're good.
Destroyed.
They only found two fragments of the body, a jawbone and the skull.
Wait, okay, I have so many questions about this. Why were they searching for? How was it destroyed? Why were they searching for it?
Probably
What-
to like confirm he was like got.
Okay,
But I don't know.
okay.
I thought he shot himself.
How did they know it
No,
was
it was
his
poison.
though? Okay, fun fact about Hitler. Did you know that Hitler,
Yeah, Hitler
only
facts.
Hitler
Did you
riddle?
know that
Hitler riddles?
he only had one testicle? Yeah, isn't that nuts?
Damn. Nice.
Completely true.
I didn't know that. No. Did he have like prostate cancer or something?
I don't know. It just one never. He just
One
he
never
had
grew?
one.
Oh, so he's
Yeah.
half a bitch.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
Yeah. We call
how
Hitler
many
a
people
bitch.
were like the set of balls on that guy? And they're like, lo and
Excuse
behold,
me.
yeah. Actually,
The ball, actually. Instead of ball.
That's so funny. So okay, let's rewind it back a little bit more.
Yeah.
You started your creative process doing comedy sketches, you're saying? So it was kind of like acting at first.
I think I was doing that before I started comedy, or like around the same time. Yeah, I was just like, I've always been kind of like I said, creative person. I've always been like a super, like, just a ham. Like, me and my sisters would like put on skits at family like functions, and I would always be like reciting commercials. Like when I was a child, when they'd be like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would say a princess or a movie star. So,
Oh, nice.
And now I'm a little bit of both. But, yeah, I was just like, we would just like put together, sketches for YouTube or whatever with people. And yeah, I think that's how it kind of started. And then, like I said, I was just like writing jokes because I was like, I'm going to do it someday,
And you're doing it, dude.
No, I am, I know.
Just to get on it too, I was looking at your Instagram and it said that you had a little trophy, loved it, winner of the comedy competition, San Diego Brewery Comedy
San Diego Brewery Comedy Competition.
What was that like?
It was so great. Do you know Benji Garcia Reyes? Mm-mm. Oh, you should know Benji. He's great.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I've been out of the loop. I just moved back like a few months ago. But and you know how like the scenes just change all the time.
It's like a
So-
living, breathing freaking organism at this point that I'm noticing.
But Benji has been running shows for years, and he's been all over SoCal. He's based out of San Diego, but he was producing shows as far as like Palm Springs sometimes, you know, like he just does a lot. He's fantastic. And I had done a number of his competitions, and it's like, I don't know if you've ever done a competition.
Never. I'm too scared.
Don't do it. They're the worst. They're like literally the worst, because like you could be so funny and then somebody brings 20 friends and it's like, oh, there goes that, you know, like, but it's still like, it's fun to try, and and they're good show, like stages, so like that's why I would do. And he would put on a lot of competitions, so and then this one was like the first one that like I didn't get, because sometimes I would get like second and I'd be like, you know, like, oh, I was so close, and I won it all this time, and it was really cool because it was like, thank you,
that's so dope.
It was like over the course of like weeks, there was like several different, like it was like a bracket, you know what I mean, like this whole, so it was like a lot, and maybe I want to say maybe like 100 or something other started and then like whittled down, you know, show after show after show, and it was
like Squid Games for comedy.
So yeah, but it was really great to be a part of, and I was really proud of myself for it. And I was running so late to the show. It was crazy because I thought the show started at 7 like all the other ones, but it actually started at like 5. And it was in like Escondido or something. And I remember Benji called me and he's like, Ann, where are you? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you have to be here. And I was like, oh my God. Like I literally, like I didn't shower. I just like got in my car. I was like so flustered when I got there, and I was just like, I'm going to bomb this again. Like it's going to be one of those times again where I finally made it to like the end and like did not make it. And then I won.
Well, that's one of the things I love the most about comedy is like the way you're describing yourself. You're like I don't think you could ever look disheveled, but you're making it sound like you rushed out of the door. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if what you're saying is good enough to pay attention to, we could have purple eyebrows and green face makeup on, and people are still like, I'm describing the Joker, but people would still think, you know what I mean?
But when I tell jokes about being hot, you know, it's a little bit different.
Like,
so,
believe me, guys.
No, really, like you do get jokes paid from like from me, like I promise, you know, like so it's like a funny thing. And yeah.
Well, that just goes to show, like I said, you can't look disheveled. But that's such a scary thing, because like to ask about sketches and comedy, right, is like one of them you don't get immediate feedback, right, when you're doing sketches versus comedy, you're looking at the people in the eyes almost if they're responding, not laughing or whatever. Was there one you preferred over the other, or was there one that motivated you more than the other depending on that aspect?
I mean, I love performing in general. And as far as like not getting feedback, it's not the same because you're not like, there's not like an audience, but it's like I've acted on like a bunch of like short films now. Cool. And it's like, you might not have like an audience as far as like being on stage, but you can tell in the room, like if you put on a good performance, everyone else is like in it, you know, like in it. Cause I just worked on a project recently, cause I don't consider myself like a serious actor or anything. But sometimes it's like, sometimes you do. I mean, I don't know. It's just cause I don't know.
You're probably good at it.
Well, I think a little bit because my sister Haley is a phenomenal actress. She's in theater. Shout out Haley Rubin. She's amazing.
Very
and she was in acting like way before I even started anything creatively. And so kind of like, you know, like comparing myself to her, I'm like, I'm not anywhere near that.
Just because Venus was a tennis player didn't make Serena any lesser of a good tennis. I'm just saying, because you said you've been in a few short films. I'm assuming you got some chops.
Well,
you know?
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Like recently, I was working with this producer, Pride Pierce, who's fantastic. He is the mind behind Final Girls as well, my YouTube channel that I work on. And we shot this short film for his class, and I was just like, and I felt like I really did something, you know?
That's cool.
So then when he sent me the like rough cut, and I was just watching it, and I was like, you know, like I was like really proud of myself, because we have worked on projects before where like he sent me a cut and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I brought this whole thing down. I wasn't on point today. No, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes
it's hard not to be your harsh. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you know, sometimes it works. And
that must be a good feeling though.
Yeah.
It's especially with acting. Like, do you almost feel like you don't don't recognize yourself, but do you see yourself accomplishing like a different type of character Is that like a weird feeling?
Yeah. And it's like, because it's like with acting, like you're not yourself, but you're the version of this character that is you.
Yeah, you're still the same meat sack.
Yeah.
It's just what's coming out of you is a little different.
And having to like get in this like different frame of mind and but there's so much to it. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not studied or anything. Like I would really rather, I'm way more into like comedy, and then I've been taking more writing classes. I'm taking a sketch writing class right now. So I want to do more stuff on that end, which is also not instant gratification. But then when you have something, when you write something and then you have it, like you see it come to life, like that's a great feeling.
It's like a fruit of your labor and stuff like that. We've talked about wanting to do medium podcast sketches in the future. Will you be one of our actresses? Are you open?
Absolutely. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Totally.
Recruited one.
Yeah.
Because we both don't really want to act in them, but I think I would like to think of him, and he wants to like edit. You know what I mean?
I'd be down to edit or act. I'd be down to act in them a little.
I'm a little shy to act.
I'm a little shy to act too. But
why do you think that is?
I don't like my face. I don't. Like it's hard to like. I don't like seeing myself in video. It's difficult for me.
Really? I love seeing myself in camera. Is that funny?
I'm not really
I'm a little bit worried about my chin right now, but
no,
that's like the only thing.
The nicest camera is on you.
Okay, cool.
That goes nicest, second nicest, third nicest, least nicest is on
least
Connor.
Nice is on me right now.
Because he's just...
It's just naturally beautiful.
His eyes. If anything was more... Just kidding. He goes like this.
You have a great face.
Thanks. That's nice of you to say. It's more of a like me seeing, like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
like
yeah.
Chantel likes taking, and I'm just like, if she's always take a picture, I'm like, don't take pictures of me. I don't know what it is though. It's like an insecurity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
I get you.
Comedy sketch, like clips are hard for me to post because same thing. I'm like, you look so funny.
I always get the worst clips because I have terrible posture, like the worst posture on stage. So then I'm like up there, I'm like doing my thing, I'm like feeling good, and then somebody takes a picture from the side, and I'm like, I'm like literally, I'm like hunchback. I'm like, I'm really trying to fix my posture a lot lately, but clips are hard.
That show we did together at the Rock Gallery was really fun.
Oh yeah, that was great.
At the beginning of the year. I feel like I got a couple good pictures of you. I sent them to you, I think.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. I reshared, I think because sometimes people will like tag me on their stories and I'm like, I'm not sharing this on my, you know what I mean? But that was a good one. And so I reshared it on mine.
I'm very conscious because I'm like, I don't like people to post because, God, some people are they blind or like.
Oh, it's so weird. When it's like, why would you, we took 5 pictures. Why did you choose the one I looked terrible
One
in?
eye's open, one eye is closed. That's my dad is guilty of that.
My sister will take pictures of like her kids or whatever, and I'm just in the background on my phone, like, and I'm like, Katie, why are you crop me out? Like you can, technology, or put a smiley face over my 5 chins, like something, like what, like I don't know. People just don't pay attention to the things that we pay attention to in ourselves. I guess.
Yeah. Well, because again, we're our own harshest critic. God, that's so hard for me to say. Difficult.
Well, tongue tied too.
It's hard. So let's keep going on this comedy competition. Was it like that day? Did you go against somebody and did you see them perform? And were you like, I got this, or did you?
No, it literally was like so close, like way closer than I wanted it to be. And I was like, I might, because I was like I said, I was late and and I had to drive like 45 minutes there. So I was like, oh, fuck. Like, it's going to be, and I was like stressing, I was like, and then when I got there, and then by the time I got there, which was funny because like I did see the person go on before me and I was just like, oh, I wasn't holding them up that much. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to have to immediately get there and go on stage. And so I saw the guy before me and I was like, he won. Like, I was like, literally.
Did you know him from anywhere else or was he a comic you had never heard of?
I don't know. I don't know him at all. That's crazy. I'm trying to think who else was on that competition.
It's okay if you can't remember because it's hard not to like, I know this is a funny thing to describe, but it's hard not to like black out right before because you're in your...
Oh, yeah. You're
thinking about like what you're going to say and stuff like that. It's like...
There's so many comedians.
Yep. I just performed with new people I've never met on Thursday and I don't remember their names.
Yeah,
at
there's
all.
so many.
I know the producer, but besides that, no.
It's like when you meet like friends, someone like I much prefer Instagram for like this stuff, but sometimes people will still friend me on Facebook, and I can see mutual friends, and sometimes it'll be like 500 mutual friends. It's like, how do I even know that many people? But we do.
Yeah.
We know so many people
After so much time and stuff like that.
I've been in this 9 years, and I've been in like Inland Empire. I do the High Desert, Palm Springs, Orange County, LA, San Diego, Vegas. Yeah, so I'm in a lot of different like.
How was that?
Scenes. Oh, it was so good.
You did the Kimmel Comedy Club, right? Or was it?
No, I didn't do Kimmel's. Shout out Jason Harris, who is fantastic. He runs some great shows out there. I did Planet Fitness. I did Planet 13.
She's my witness. She makes them boys go ha ha.
I didn't get the line at first, but I get it. So Planet 13 is a really great dispensary out there.
Oh, got it.
And it was great. They have like a consumption room, which is really funny because like they have this like menu. And it was funny to me because I don't smoke a lot of weed, but on part of their menu they have this like package where you get like a bunch of different things, and it says for professionals only. I was like,
times have changed
weed
so
smoker.
much.
You have to be a professional weed smoker to get the.
Is there like a card or a certification you need to show?
I don't know, but it's just like a warning, I guess. I don't know. It was like so funny to me. So I did that on Thursday. Friday, I dropped in with Julio Gonzalez. You know Julio, Subway.
I don't know.
Shout out.
I'm a loser.
Oh, no. You're just
you're like one of my coolest friends. No. Gosh, she's just. I'm just kidding.
I've been in it so long. You know?
Yeah. I'm coming up on year 3.
Okay, yeah. So you're new,
but I feel blessed because I've gotten to meet a lot of people.
You've done so much in such a short time. Yeah,
thank you. It's thanks
awesome.
It's thanks to all the opportunities I got early on, crediting people like you and the buddy system and
it's
stuff
important
like
to give back. You know what I mean?
I'm excited to play that role in the future.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a place to produce like my own show consistently.
And you'll get to the point where like people are like asking you for advice and like treating you like somebody, and then you'll be like me, where I'm like, I know what. Like, I don't know. Like I can tell you what my mentor told me. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like because that would happen to me at Mike's, and I'm like, I'm nobody. You guys, like stop it. But it does. I mean, it feels cool. You know?
Yeah. It does.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, I did Roastlemania. It's like a roast battle show.
Sick. I like that name.
It was so great. Yeah, it's like they have it's like a wrestling theme. It's like it was very fun.
Do you like roasting?
I used to roast battle before, like years and years ago. It's been a long time, but I crushed it this time. Like this poor girl Mila, she was so sweet and she was so kind. But she's very new, and I think that was like it was just like not a good match. Like, and because
you have your chops.
Because I had done a bunch of roasts before, like I said. So when I was writing, I was like kind of just like went back into it. But it's really kind of like invigorated me to like challenge somebody at the Comedy Store or something, because it's been a lot of years, but I think I'm ready. But I love writing roast jokes. Like we would do roast for like people's birthdays back in the day. Like I don't know if you know Marcus Griffin or
I do. Yes, I know him.
So He's had a great roast for his birthday at the Marquee. Did you ever go to the Marquee?
I've in Vegas.
No, it's in San Diego.
No.
Or no, not San Diego. It's in San Bernardino. It's like this really shitty dive bar, but they were running a great mic there for a long time, and so we did this roast of him, and it's like it's so fun. It's like when you see the roast, like Comedy Central roast. Roasting your friends is so fun because then you go up, it's like you roast the birthday boy and then you roast everybody else, and it's just like, and those kinds of like joke style is like, it's a very fun thing to write about.
I agree.
I enjoy it.
It's a fun little exercise to do too, because it's like you're writing with the intention for roasting Marcus or roasting, you know what I mean, your friends. How cool. Are you going to really challenge somebody?
I probably will. I'm going to
go slap those kids around at the Ontario Improv.
They have something, huh?
Yeah, go slap them.
Something.
Anne goes and just like butter, just get them.
I don't know. It's fun, but it's like, but then when you lose, you're like, it's like I spent a month writing jokes and now I lost them.
Yeah.
But some of my favorite jokes, like people have written or like from a roast, like about me, this guy Caesar. I think it's Cesar Lizardo or something, but he said, Anne is polyamorous. She went to poly high school and she's probably never going to make it in Hollywood. which I think is an amazing joke. But some of my favorite jokes that I've written, like, what was the one I wrote about Mila? It was kind of, it was a little bit off the rails. Like I went a little bit ham, with, okay, well, here's one that's not terribly racist. I said, there was a shooting at Mila's middle school and a bombing every time she goes on stage.
Is she Middle Eastern?
No, she's black. Oh, no, bomb, like she bombs.
Yeah, got it.
She's black, so I kind of went kind of hard with that, but it's like, honestly, it's all in good fun, you know. Like I was like, because she wears wigs, and at one point I'm like, thanks, Kamala Bizer Harris. It's like, you know, like when people understand it's like these are just jokes, and she could have, you know, I was like, nothing is off limits. I told her, I'm like, I'm getting a divorce. You know what I mean? I'm unemployed. Like, you know, like go ham with, you know what I mean?
Hurt me.
Yeah. Like one of my friends roasted me one time. He said, Anne is unemployed only because they don't consider hand and blow actual jobs. Which I'm like, that's a great joke. You know what I mean?
It's a funny
like
joke,
lean in. Yeah.
I think my favorite roast joke ever told to me was Steven Espinoza. He called me Miss Congeniality before the makeover.
Okay, nice.
And that was
nice.
It was harmless, but it was really funny.
It was good. She's like in the beginning of the movie where she's like boxing and her hair's all stringing.
Boogers coming out of my nose. I'm like, yep, that's me. That's 100% me. Well, let me make sure it's not my vehicle. No, Connor, it's yours.
No.
Is it?
There's a person stealing your car.
That's fine. They can have it.
Imagine.
Literally right now, I'm like, stop. You're going to see this. I can't relate. I'm just going to show. I was like,
oh my God.
and you guys are both looking out the window.
I don't think I caught it.
Like, you're going to see it later. I might as well fess up. Like,
it's okay. It's okay. I'm glad you got to enjoy the view while I got to enjoy watching the guy steal Connor's car.
Yeah.
Do you have a nice car?
No. It's just a Kia.
When he lived here, we thought someone tried breaking into his car. Remember when your window was broken, but there was like $30 in his whatever, and we think to this day that the HOA, like gardeners, hit a rock and broke his window and didn't say shit. Yeah. And I believe it more now because they ran over my Christmas lights and didn't say a word, and that shit broke my heart. Remember how mad I was? I did so much.
Why were your Christmas lights on the floor?
Because I had them on stakes even, girl. I lined the mulch.
Okay.
So it was like, I lined the trees. I made every little bush look like a little Christmas tree. And they ran over to get to that little patch of grass. They ran over the corner. I was so mad. I left them like 6 voicemails, dude, but no one ever called me back. My HOA sucks.
You have an HOA and that HOA's
I know
terrible.
who runs it.
Do your job.
The dude who in the community, the leader, his I don't know his name, but his license plate says Lauren's daddy. And I've thought about confronting Lauren's daddy like 6 times, but I see him and he wears a cowboy hat and like he's always very well trimmed. So I'm like, he'll probably
he doesn't even have a daughter. It's just
yeah. I was gonna say that's a crazy license plate.
I know. You shouldn't be referring to yourself as daddy for your daughters. Like, after the
it's just some chick he met at locals. Like, you're moving in now. Like,
that's so funny. That's what I'm Lauren's daddy. No, he actually does have a daughter though. I think she's special needs. He takes her.
Sorry, Lauren. I'm so sorry, Lauren. If you're listening, sorry about that.
Sorry, Lauren. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. All right.
I want to lean into it, but I don't want to be canceled.
We could do it for us and cut it out. If you want.
Just like, I don't know. Like, what are her needs?
I don't know. I see him walking her sometimes, and it just seems like
on a leash.
You walk her like a dog?
No, like he holds her hand. He does like a baby.
Walking with her, then. Walking with her. Like,
I see how I fucked that one up. I see how I fucked that one up.
Very different meaning.
My bad. I get that. I completely see that right now. My bad. Oh, that was funny. All right. Where were we? Roasting. That's so funny. Roasting is a fun skill to have. I think so. You do YouTube. Yes.
Yes, I work on a YouTube reaction channel.
Tell me about that. Because I looked it up.
Final Girls.
You
looked it up?
Yeah, I watched a couple of.
But then you still called it a podcast, or?
So it's I don't know, man, because it's a reaction video, and
everybody says podcast. I'm just giving a shit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Everybody's like, your podcast, and I'm like, what? And they're like, and your YouTube, and I was like, oh yeah, our YouTube channel.
I think it's my natural vernacular when it comes to talking to a comedian about like what they do, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, totally.
But you are a YouTuber on your reaction channel.
Yes, on Final Girls.
Tell me about that. Because I looked it up. I really like the description. Naturally, it's kind of funny, like how you say you're a group of girls who don't watch horror movies, so you watch them together because you get scared.
I would never. I hate it. Oh,
really?
Oh my gosh, I hate it so much. And sometimes it's like, okay, I think because we've been at it maybe 3 or 4 years now. And it's something I love to be a part of. Mm-hmm. It's very, very fun to do. And I think now that I've watched so many of these types of movies, I think I've grown to have an appreciation for some of them. And so now sometimes I'm like, I hate okay, Insidious. I don't know why that franchise just got to me. I was like sick to my stomach. I couldn't sleep. I was having nightmares. Like it was like bad, right?
Damn.
But then some of them, it's like, and I think I'm more like into like the zombie kind of, I like zombie flicks or like slasher, like Scream,
like survival.
I'm way more into that. Like that is like actually can be like enjoyable
versus like ghosts and everybody's gonna die.
Yeah, where it's like Insidious is like it was like children, and then it was like the jump scare, and it was just like it was just like the supernatural kind of like no, like I don't, you know. But yeah, like I do actually enjoy some of the movies now. Yeah. I don't hate it necessarily as much.
It's like an arranged marriage almost, like you've grown to appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But you also, you know, you put yourself in that situation. So by naturally, but you become like desensitized to the scary movies, you know, because you would
think, but then like I said, they watched Insidious and I was just like, like I thought, you know.
Well, that is a scary franchise.
Sometimes I am like desensitized. Like sometimes I'm just like laughing at things and they're like, why are you laughing? Like the other girls, you know? And I think that's my favorite part about it is the women that I get to work with because they're all so great. And we're like such good friends now. And it's just, like we like hang outside of it. You know what I mean? Like,
were you friends before?
No, not at all.
So this whole channel is put together by a producer who brought you ladies together?
Yeah, thank you. I know. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be a part of it. Yeah. He just had this idea and then it's like, he like reached out to like.
Did he select you guys based on any like specific attributes or traits? Cause like, it's not too often that someone can find a group of girls. Cause it's like,
I know
sometimes it's hard to get along with girls. I don't know if you.
Oh, it so is.
But for a person to be able to pick out like a group of them and like you're saying, you guys have naturally grown into friends and stuff like that. That's super cool.
Yeah. It's really great. I'm
very
really
neat because that was one of my questions here was, were you friends with the gals before getting started? And then also, are all of them comedians or internet personalities?
No, I'm like the only funny one. No, just kidding. No, but you know what's funny about that is like that we have like actresses, models, like very, you know, like performers and everything. And Destiny, she's an incredible actress. And Tara Shawn, I've worked with on a bunch of projects. Like we're just like, you know, like we all do all the things. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because I'm so much more into comedy. Yeah. And I will make references to like comedy movies or jokes or whatever, and they completely fall flat. And I'm like, these girls just think I'm an idiot or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, have you ever done that where you like make a movie reference? Okay, this is the one that's like, it sticks out to me so. And I was like, why don't you guys get me? But it's like, it's a funny thing. So, you know, the one with Jason, it was like Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So, you know, they're like at camp, right? And the main camp guy is like, and ladies, just so you know, like, remember, like, you know, bears, like, you know, if you're on your period, be careful, right? He just makes this like announcement. So I said, bears can smell the menstruation. From Anchorman. Yeah. Steve Carell, Anchorman.
That's what I'm making out right now.
Right? I'm glad you got it because none of the other girls did. And then I'm just sitting there like, they just thought that I just said something weird in a weird voice. they didn't know it was a reference. And then I'm just sitting there like, I'm just the weird voice girl now.
It's kind of weird.
Isn't it so weird? Like, isn't that like, it's so funny to me, like thinking about it. Cause it's like, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
My jokes will just fall flat. And I'm like, whatever.
Have you ever happened to watch one of those, like, cause I know it's like a genre in and of itself, like the comedy horror movies?
Yes.
Have y'all ever watched one of those?
Yeah. What's the one? Shaun of the Dead.
Oh,
you know
yep,
that
yep.
one?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. That's not really my. I don't know. I think
That's a satire. It's meant to be more of like
Yeah.
a straight comedy to a degree, right?
And I like English humor, like
Yeah.
British humor, but I wasn't. That's not my
different.
favorite. But I do like. And I don't. We haven't watched it together, but I do like Zombieland.
Okay.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Got
Like,
it. Scary Movie is my favorite. The strictly comedy scary movies, like Scary Movie 1 and 2.
yeah.
Those ones are so silly to me.
But those aren't scary movies.
No, I know. Neither is
Oh.
neither is Shaun of the Dead.
No, but it's horror.
Is Shaun of the Dead considered horror?
'Cause-
I
It's
think
horror.
technically, yeah.
Even
yeah,
though
because it's a
satire?
zombie. Yes.
It's still got like
Yeah.
horror elements to it.
It's
Yeah.
super horror.
So I
But-
thought you didn't get the question, but I just didn't get the movie.
Oh, no, you know, like different.
My
it's
bad.
like when you think about like genres and trying to, a lot of like art can't be pigeonholed into just one place, you know?
I like that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
We were both wrong.
No, but we're both right.
Exactly.
No, you're more right. Because I mean, as far as Shaun, I never looked at it as like an actual scary movie, but that's also because the last time I watched it was, when did it come out? How old was I? Because I remember it coming.
It's old.
My sister rented it. Yeah, so in 2004.
Blockbuster.
That means I was like 9 years old when I watched it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I remember is like her. Yeah, a lot of my scary movie.
Imagine. I've not ever been. I remember like it was like in high school or something, and I was going with my girlfriends to see a movie, and we're gonna see like some chick flick or whatever. But then the plan changed, and then we were like saw that like room. I don't know, some John Cusack. It was like terrible. It was like I walked out. I was like, why would anybody? This isn't enjoyable. Why would anybody want to do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
understand like being scared for enjoyment.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I don't like skydiving or anything like that. Like I don't get why people.
I like that. I like
You
the
do?
exhilaration stuff. Yeah.
So you like adrenaline, like crazy adrenaline,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but you don't like getting scared a little bit. Because I don't like scary movies either. Like Chantel likes watching them during Halloween and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But our compromise is like we'll like watch silly stuff that I like What We Do in the Shadows or whatever.
Okay.
In between to
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
have a little bit of lightheartedness. But scary, like The Ring. I remember watching The Ring and Jeepers Creepers in the same night. Same thing.
Stop
My
it.
sister rented it from Blockbuster.
I don't know why. Like I've seen parts of these movies, and I was just like, but it was always like non-consensually. Like
Yeah.
I had never like put myself in a place, but it was just like somebody else had it on, or somebody else wanted to
Yeah.
watch it, or my boyfriend, or whatever. It was just like, why?
My nephew likes creepy things, and his favorite movie right now is that Five Nights at Freddy's, but I haven't seen it. But apparently a lot of kids liked it, but apparently it's really scary too. But I don't know.
I know.
I think my favorite scary movie recently was, what was the one where you're supposed to stay quiet?
Oh, A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
You were right there.
I was close.
You were right there.
I was close. All right. So my next question to you, short films.
Yeah.
How many have you been in?
I don't know. Like 20 or something. I don't know.
Damn.
Well, I work with Pride a lot. I've known him so many years, and he likes to do the 48-hour film fests. So we've done a lot of those. And
What is the 48-hour film fest?
oh, it's like I don't know. It's like a competition, and it's like different programs. They have them all over. So they have like you can do like the San Diego one or LA or whatever, and they put it on. So it's like you get 48 hours, and then I think they have 72-hour ones too, which is like 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so basically, all the teams, you get your information at this point in time, and then you have 48 hours to put a film together.
On like the same topic or something like that? Or?
So the way it works is that you get like randomly, you get like a genre, you get a line of dialogue you have to include, and then a prop or something that you have to include to,
neat
just so that you
project
can
to be a
like
part
prove
of.
that you wrote it, shot it, edited
48
it,
hours.
everything. Yeah. And it's it's so crazy because it's like when you only have that much time, you only have that much time. So then you're like up, and it's like, it's crazy, but it's so fun because like you get to work with, I've worked on a bunch like different teams now, and like you get to work with like so many talented people that are like, you know, just, and we're all just trying, you know, with creatively, we're all just trying to do our thing. Yeah. But then it's like, it's a really fun experience.
That is such a cool project to be a part of. How neat. Have you ever written yourself in any movies or anything like that? Have you ever taken a writing role, punched up a script or anything like that?
So I used to write short stories.
Okay.
Like when I was young, and I don't know why I ever stopped.
Funny ones?
Yeah. And actually a couple years ago, I took a sketch writing class through the Pack Theater. And it changed my life. Like it was like, because I love like stand up and everything, and I had to have done improv before, but I didn't realize that like with sketch and with comedy writing, there's so many different avenues to be creatively comedic that, you know, that I didn't realize, you know. And so I took that class, and I was just like, I'm gonna, you know, do this more. And I one of my goals now is to be like write for like TV.
Cool.
And currently I'm in sketch 2. I'm doing like they have like a work exchange program at the Pack. So if you like work so many hours for them, then you get to take some classes, and it's so fun.
How
it's
cool.
So fun. Yeah. It's like, I'm just like leveling up, and then I want to take like, they have a pilot writing course, and you know what I mean? Just like kind of expand myself in the writing area.
Do you ever see yourself like committing to that and like writing your own TV pilot?
No, I'm going to. Yeah. No, because I have to put like a package together. So like when you're submitting to like be on writing jobs, you have to show your work, right? Yeah. And what they like is to see like jokes. So I'll include like a lot of my best roast jokes. I'll include like a couple sketches that I've written, and then they want to see a pilot as well. So I need to get going on that.
How neat. Do you know what kind of like genre you'd go for? Would it be like a comedy show? Or...
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
How neat. Have you like given thought to like what the premise or subject or anything like that would be?
Lots of thoughts.
Is there any that you want to share or are down to share?
No, because people steal shit. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like people, you can't really put anything out there until it's like done, I've found.
Yeah.
Because like there's been times where I've been like, oh, I have this really great idea for whatever. And then like weeks later, it's like, dude, or like, you know, people who are like on SNL and stuff, like it happens in the industry a lot. Yeah. So like,
have you been a victim?
Oh yeah. I mean, haven't we all?
I don't know yet if I have, but it would really hurt my feelings if someone I know did that to me. I know it's like a very like innocent way to say it, but it's like it would hurt my feelings.
There's a chick in San Diego who I'm sure, and she's doing her own thing.
Let's go TP her house.
Whatever. I don't even know her name, but whatever. But I come across a reel of hers, and so here's the thing about it is that like she very clearly it was my joke, but she had changed like the words, but it was like a joke because it was a joke of mine from like 7 years ago. So I think what happened was she probably saw me at a mic or something in San Diego, made it her own, but now she has the reel up before I ever, you know what I mean? I had been doing the joke for a long time, but now she has it out there. So like, what am I going to say? And it's like, it's not something that I say anymore. You know what I mean? It's like an old joke, but I was just like very clearly when I listened to it, I was like, that it's like, it was almost word for word, but she just changed the details, you know, but it was like same beats, same point,
same timing.
Yeah. It wasn't like a similar topic. It was like the same. And I was like, this bitch, but you know, do your thing. And cause it's like, look, write more jokes. That's what, you know what I mean? When people are like, oh, you still made joke, whatever, write more jokes. Like just write more, you know what I mean? Like be creative, like do your thing, you know, like I know it sucks that she did that, but like she's out there making her own success, and I'm sure she has a ton of her own material, you know what I mean? Like, cause she's doing very well, and I'm happy for anybody who's like out there grinding.
Well, you sound like a person that's worked on themselves, because I hear that and I'm like, let's go fucking TP her house, let's egg her car, let's put ham on the windows. What do people do? Like fork their lawn? Not like anything, nothing
Molotov
violent.
cocktail?
Yeah, no, I said nothing violent.
Wait, I thought we were doing this.
I'm talking about TP and like messing up their paint job a little bit, girl. What the heck? Let's break some necks.
So I tell you. So this is so funny. I'm not like a punish, but I'm all about like karma, whatever. If somebody wrongs me, I'm like, whatever, it'll, you know, come back to them. But there have been times where like I have like, you know, but anytime I will do something back to somebody, I'm like, but it's not going to cause any like monetary harm. It's not going to be long lasting. It's not going to, right? So this is what I did one time. And it It just got out all of my anger, and it felt so good, but it was so weird. You're gonna think I'm like a total weirdo. So I was like, somebody stole my parking space one time downtown. It was like during a festival downtown, so it was like crazy. You couldn't find whatever because I had my blinker on, right? And this woman, it was like this woman in like a big SUV, and I remember, so like she was older than me, and then she had like a daughter who was like younger, and then like her mom was with her, and then some other kids. It was like a bunch of them, right? So she steals my spot, and I was like, hey, I had my blinker on, I was waiting for that, and she goes, so, bitch. Oh, I was so mad. So I go and I end up finding a spot, and I was like shaking. I was like, what kind of person are you, right? So I had this idea. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write mean words on her car. Like I literally was like, I'm gonna write "fuck you" on her windshield. So I had like my makeup bag, and I got all my like black eyeliners. I mean, literally, because it was like, here's the thing: is if you write on like somebody's windshield, it'll wash it off. You know what I mean? I wasn't slashing tires. I wasn't,
keying it. Yeah.
So I literally went and I was like, "Fuck you, bitch!" Like whatever, you know. So when they come back, I was like, I'll get them. So I'm walking away from their car, and they're coming back. I don't know if they forgot something. And the woman's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm writing mean words on your windshield because you stole my spot. Just like that. Just like that.
How did she respond?
So she was like, what? And she goes to look, and then like the grandma's looking or whatever. So then the daughter was like, oh, you want to go? You want to go? You want to fight? And I was like, no, actually, I feel a lot better. You guys enjoy the festival, okay? And I just walked away. Because I'm not going to fight somebody.
I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to write mean words on your windshield.
I was like, no, actually, I feel so much better now. You know, like I got it all out. Like,
that's so funny.
Everything that I needed.
And I know what type of superhero you're supposed to be. You're going to be like, I don't know if this is in my head. Why is it so funny if someone had those like window markers? And if you decorated her car, but it's like, I'm a bitch, like I'm a dumbass hoe, like all over the place.
I should have those window markers, huh?
Next time,
I know.
You put polka dots and stuff. It looks really cute. Like, who's wishing me a happy birthday? I remember the one time someone actually did that to my car. I was pissed. Because I just washed my car, and I was like, yeah, I washed my car before my birthday to have a clean car on my birthday, not for you to come vandalize my clean car.
Was it for your birthday? Or
yeah.
I don't appreciate it. I think intent matters a lot when you use the word vandalism, right?
Well, it felt like it. Right? Even though it was like my best friend at the time who did it. Screw her.
Like, happy birthday. You're amazing. You're a wonderful princess.
She's outside with flowers. I'm like, you fucking did this to my car.
Oh, no.
No, I didn't. I obviously kept it to myself until now, and I don't talk to her, so it's okay.
That's why your friendship fell apart.
No,
she never knew.
Because she joined ISIS. But
no, way better reason.
You know who I'm talking about.
That is so crazy.
She didn't actually. She just like.
What are you? Oh. What did she join?
ISIS.
No, but she said she
a terrorist organization.
No, she just got
a terrorist organization.
She got a boyfriend who didn't. I'm assuming didn't like homos or heathens.
Oh.
Because we all got like blocked and unfriended overnight. It was pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I would do anything for love. That's what I was like. Damn, she really loved that guy.
Maybe he was a narcissist. Maybe he was manipulating her.
Not my problem.
I was just saying, you're like, oh, she must have really loved him. But if he's convincing her to get rid of all of her friends, then that's manipulation. That's not love.
Yeah,
I think
not my problem. Did you like doing improv?
Oh yes. I was on a team. We had a team out here in Riverside for a little while.
Out here in Riverside.
Yeah,
that's
like because there's nothing, like that out here, and there should be.
The only one I hear about now is the one in Redlands.
Yeah. Yeah. Redlands is cool. Mm-hmm. I want to go check them out, but they. Did I enjoy it? Yes and no. I like improv is so scary. It's so scary because when I first started comedy, like I said, I was writing for 2 years before I even got on stage. So I was like when I first started, I wanted to be like exactly know everything I'm gonna say and do and be so prepared, right? And that was like my
very type A when it came to it,
to feel like comfortable. Yeah. And then improv is like the exact opposite. You don't know. Every time before every single show, I was like, I could go out the back door right now, nobody would even know. Like I was so scared. But then after, it is so exhilarating.
Yeah.
Like it is the best. It's just like, oh, you're just like on fire, and you're like, and when things work, and it's like, the thing about improv is like things come together because we humanly have these like vibes and these intuitions.
Yeah.
And when a scene comes together like that out of nothing, and it's just, and then like the crowd, you know, like I love performing, so it's just like it's so fun,
especially because it's like a challenge to your wit, you know, which is something that you do, like as a comedian, you do work on that, you know.
But part of it is that you have to learn with improv, don't try to make jokes. And that was something that I had struggled with a little bit because I came from stand-up for so long. I actually took a comedy sports class in Vegas too. That was fun. Yeah. And it's like, because I was definitely that person that was like trying to make jokes. Yeah. And then my instructor's like, and stop. Like, you know, like just be like, just do the natural thing. Just, you know, and but improv is, it's hard, but it's fun.
We had one of my buddies, he came on the podcast once, and he does improv with an improv team out in San Diego.
Nice.
And we played a couple of the games together, and that was so much. I had a lot of fun. Like we did like a rap battle with Cardi B music and stuff.
Nice.
I had a lot of fun. I think I would really like to do improv. I was gonna see, because I know they do like private classes and stuff at the Redlands Improv. Yeah. I was gonna, it's like, I mean, still just spitballing, but like for my birthday this year, I want to do a class with my nieces and my nephews. I think it would be so much fun to like just joke around and play together a little bit. But
how old are they?
The oldest one is 17. The youngest one is 8. Oh, the 8-year-old, he's the funniest one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My nephew, Callan, the oldest of my nephews, he's 12 or 13. I don't know, but he's so fun. He has like a shirt that says like 0 days since my last sarcasm. You know? Yeah. This kid, he's always trying. Oh my God, he got me so good one time because it was like, we're in the car and we're like on our way home from the beach, and we're like, my sister has 4 kids, and we had my brother with us too, and so it's like, you know, we're all just chatting, whatever. And Katie was like, remember that time like we had like cats in our attic? And I was like, you might call it a cat-ic. Right, which is
I like it.
I think it's hilarious. I like it. So I
like a good pun.
So none of the kids laughed.
Losers.
And,
just kidding.
And then Callan, like 10 minutes later, goes, you know, when there's cats in an attic, you call it a cat-ic. And all the kids laugh. They're all dying. He played me so hard. So it's one of his favorite things now to be like, cat-ic. And then all of his brothers will just start laughing. Like he came up with this brilliant joke that I didn't just say 5 minutes before. And I was just like,
you stole my freaking joke.
And they're all in on it. It was so funny because they ranged, they're like 12, 9, 6, and 3. Yeah. And all the younger boys were like totally in on this bit to like.
That's so funny.
Auntie Annie's not funny.
Yeah. Like, do they call you Auntie Annie? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good pretzels.
Yeah.
Good pretzels.
Oh, thanks.
Have you ever had Annie's pretzels?
I made them.
Oh,
like
she is.
Got it. My bad.
She is the Auntie Annie. Gosh, dumb question. What do I throw at him? I'm just kidding. Imagine.
Who's that bobblehead? I was gonna ask you. Okay, I was talking about bobbleheads. Because Subway, Julio Gonzalez, he made some for his merch, which I think is so brilliant. They're so cool.
Chantel made it for me for my birthday.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's really sweet. And then if you hand it over, and I'll remove my little one-up mushroom. It's Tuna, the black dog, the older one.
Oh.
Yeah. And it looks like I'm holding a wee-wee in my hand, but it's actually...
It's a bone.
It's actually one of these toys.
I thought it was like a dog bone.
Yeah, it could be, but yeah, it's me.
That's so funny, because...
It's my Thrasher hoodie and everything.
I'm sure it's like a thing that you can do like online, right? There's like a service.
She got it for me because I really like The Office. And in The Office, Angela gets Dwight a bobblehead.
Yes.
And she's sweet.
I was saying though, because when Julio did it, he had to make them like kind of mass produced, and you have to go through like the manufacturer and like Asia or something, whatever. So then he was telling me like all the different like mocks, like all the different processes you have to go through, because they'll send you one, but then he was but it didn't have a crotch, and then it's like they send you one, but then it's like the nose is very weird, it's like all this stuff. So it's funny because it's like how you said, like it looks like you're holding something that is different than you're holding. He had to be very precise about it.
What did he get to? He made like little ones or big ones?
I think maybe it might be about that size.
That's dope.
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah. Oh, they're so cool.
That is a cool piece of merch.
Yeah.
especially if people are like buying them, because that's kind of cool to know that you're on someone's desk or something,
right?
Somewhere.
And you're just
that's
like
sick.
A collection. You're with everybody's like LA Dodgers, and then
it's you, a comedian. When it comes to like joke stealing, not about like your nephew or anything like that, but in general, like when you've been around for so long and you go to mics, you go to shows. This happened to me on Thursday. I have like a very specific type of joke that I say like, that I just like bring up roadside memorials. Right. And someone on Thursday at the show I did, they started off like, oh, roadside memorials. And I can't tell you how quick I was looking at my phone. And I like, as quick as I could, I like add attention, just like ready to pay. I'm like, and when I saw him take that right instead of that, you know what I mean? The same road I took, I was like,
okay, yeah.
Like, but then I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, are roadside memorials lame? But then it's like, we all talk about relationships. We all talk about family, like we all have families or whatever.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? Like, how do you respond to stuff like that?
I think it's very easy. I think too many comics are like, you stole my bit. And it's like, no, it just wasn't personal. You know what I mean? It wasn't that creative to begin with.
It's an objective when it's what's that word? Like observational comedy versus personal type of comedy.
My favorite example is cats are assholes, because like lots of people have jokes about cats being assholes. You can't say, oh, that guy stole my joke because I thought cats were assholes first. No, just a lot of people think that, like, you know? And I think it's really about like specificity and like, you know, how I said with that chick, it's like, it was so clearly the same.
Yeah.
And you can tell if it's something the same, or if somebody just came, you know, we sometimes have like parallel thinking and, you know, whatever. But if it's happening, just write more jokes, be a better writer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And make it personal to you know?
Do you have a philosophy when it comes to comedy?
Like
you talk a lot about writing and stuff like that. You talk a lot about like writing a lot of jokes. Like it feels as though like you're very like work oriented when it comes to it. Like it's not just gonna like
to be very serious about it. Well, I'm probably making it sound like I'm way more better at this than I actually in real life.
You're funny.
No, I know. I mean, like as far as writing, because I know I should write every day.
I was just gonna ask, do you write a lot?
I actually just picked up this workbook. Do you know The Artist's Way? So it's a phenomenal program. Do you guys know Dochi?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how many people have been like, do you know Dochi? And they're like, no. And I'm like, you guys, get out there.
I showed Chantel her Tiny Desk concert.
So good.
It's so good.
I love it. But she documented, so The Artist's Way is like, it started as like a class, and now it's like a program. You can get a workbook and like work on it yourself. And it's like a 6-week thing. It just has all these exercises on just trying to just bring out your most creative self and your most artistic person, just like let go of all these blocks and all these things that have been, you know, like just get back to like, you know, the things that bring you joy as an artist. And Dochi documented her work on her YouTube channel. And it was after that she wrote her latest EP. In 1 month, she wrote that record.
Damn.
She told her record label, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it in a month. And it was nominated for 4 Grammys, and she won 1.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, well, good enough for Dochi, you know? And I actually, somebody bought me the workbook like 5 years ago or something. I totally forgot about it. And I just picked it up again because I had moved away, and it was at the time, it was what I wanted. But now that I'm back like in California and back to like my career into stand-up, because I wasn't on stage for like a year, and I don't know how I let that happen, because I love stand-up so much. But now that I'm back and I'm like, fuck it, what am I doing? Like, I have to take this serious, you know? I've been at it for so long, and I have like accomplished so much, and I love it. So now I'm like, I'm just going to do everything as an artist to be just like, to just fucking make it, you know?
Yeah, I love that. Do you have a hard time describing to people like why you love comedy so much?
I don't know if anybody's ever asked me why I love it. I mean, I don't know. For a lot of reasons, I guess.
It's like, it's one of those things, like I try to explain it too, because like sometimes, like Chantel, you know, Chantel comes with me to all the shows and stuff like that. She's so supportive. She's so sweet. Yeah. And she's been there when I've had great sets, and she's been there when I've not wanted to say a word on the drive home, like crying, listening to fucking Boys Don't Cry, rough, yeah. You know? And it's not like she's ever discouraged, like been like, oh, why do you do it? But, you know, sometimes she's like, oh, like it gives you this, it gives you that. Like, do you ever reflect on like why you, like on bad nights, remember why you love it type of thing?
Yeah, bad nights are hard.
Bad nights are so hard.
Do you always record your sets? So always record, always at least audio record. So I have this, it's such a shitty ritual. Like it's I don't know, it's weird, but on the drive home, if I do well, I'll play the recording over and over and over again, and I'm just like, I'm jacking off to the laughs. Like I'm like, it's like, oh, it's so good, yeah,
you're the best. You're looking in the rear view mirror, looking yourself in the eyes. You're the best.
Yeah, it's like super gross.
You're the motherfucking man, and you're the man, bitch.
Oh yeah, good, yeah, laugh. So yeah, he's just over and over and over. If I have a bad set, I listen to the recording exactly once, and you have to listen to the bad ones.
Yeah.
You have to, and I'm very analytical about it. I'm like, what went wrong? What went wrong? What, did I start off on the wrong foot? Did I, was it my intro? Like, did I not, was I too drunk? Was I, how was the crowd? Was it, because it's never the crowd. It's that you didn't know what this particular crowd wanted from you. It's never a bad crowd. It's that you didn't know what part of yourself to show them.
You weren't able to connect.
Yeah. And it's not like you don't pander, like be yourself, but what part of, that's why you have to have so many more jokes than the amount of time then you have, because if you only have so many jokes and they hate that like topic,
making
then
you turn or whatever. Yeah,
you have to be able to pivot. So you have to listen to the bad ones, and like I said, I try and just learn as much as I can from that, and just keep moving forward, because those ones are brutal, and
they're
it's
hard.
like, and it's like when you bomb like that, like so talking to before, we talk about like when you bomb, you don't leave, you escape. Like when I bomb, it's just like I'm not even saying goodbye.
Yeah, I did.
I'm not asking to get paid. You know what I mean? Like I don't even, and it always like Booker's like, what, like, where'd you go? And I'm like, I had to get out of there, man. Like I couldn't be in that room.
It feels like the walls are caving in.
Oh my God. Cause I done this show and, Justin Fox in Hemet at Derby's. And I've done that room a bunch of times. And the last time I really just ate dick was there, and it was so the crowd hated me so much that I was trying to do crowd work, and I was like, any birthdays? And this whole table cheered, and I was like, whose birthday is it? And they would not answer me.
Why cheer?
They hated me so much that nobody wanted to talk to me or engage.
Was this in the beginning or at the end?
I was supposed to do 20 minutes and I think I did 13. Like, cause I was just like, and I lit myself. Like, cause, and I was trying to go through, and it was one of the nights, and it's cause it's always like this. And do you know Carol Burnett? She had her show for a long time. She's old. She's like like the 50s, 60s, whatever. But I was reading her autobiography, and she was talking about how the first time that she really just ate it on stage was the night that she was like, I got this. Things have been going great. Had like the too much like overconfidence. And I think that was part of it, because I was like featuring, and I was like, oh, like kind of feeling myself, and, like talking to the other comics beforehand. And then I'd have like, a little bit of, maybe like too much. I'm not going to blame it on, I was too much to drink. It was definitely me. It was definitely my vibes, but it was just so horrendous. And so it's like, and so looking back, I'm like, okay, what are all the things that went wrong, and how to make it never happen again? Because, but it absolutely happens.
A lot. Yeah.
It happens. And even, what's that? Fuck. I can't remember his name now. But some comic, like when I see his face, but not his name, but he was like huge, right? And did this show in San Diego, like great point in his career, right? Or in San Francisco or whatever, and bombed. And he was like, you know what, guys, we're gonna try. Richard Pryor. He said, we're gonna try this again. Can everybody come back tomorrow and we can try this another time, because this is not what, you know what I mean? Like I want to put on a good show for you guys. And they came back, and then it was a great show.
It was a kick-ass show. Hell yeah.
But I love that story, because it's like you can fail, but then like don't let that
even
be
the same people are still gonna, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And Richard Pryor, and like I said, it was like he was in a good place in his career. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? People came out to see him, which is a great thing too. Like when at this level, we're going to this crowd, and we have to like go for the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine being at the level when everybody's there to see you?
Yeah.
And you can just like just do and say whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm the girl you came to see.
Like, right?
Yeah.
And they're just like want to hear everything you have to say. And I don't know.
I'm
looking forward to that.
I have a very hard time, like, I'm like one of those people, like, I have a hard time believing in myself. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But again, like, I'm very grateful that I have a partner who believes in me, and she's very, like, motivational with stuff like that. But I love that, like, looking forward to what, because at the end of the day, it's the work we put in that helps us accomplish that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you say, if you're not writing jokes and if you're not trying to be personal or whatever, who knows if you're going to be able to win over a crowd.
Yeah.
You know? Roast jokes. One time, my worst bomb in history, like when I said I cried home, was after the Irvine Improv. I did a little 10-minute set there with when Jimmy Shin was running those shows.
Yeah.
And Mike James was on the show with me. And he was there. He saw me bomb. It was the worst bomb of my, like, it was so horrible. I couldn't, I was fishing. I was changing. I was pivoting. I couldn't get him on board for, and one joke I got him on board, and I was like, it was the only joke I had with that premise at that point, you know?
Yeah.
And really shitty night. And it was so funny because at one of the roasts, at the Buddy System roast, Mike James just went, Melissa, and he looked me in the eyes and went, Irvine Improv. And then he moved on. And to me, it was like it felt like someone stabbed me in the gut. Oh, no. I was like, no one else got the joke, but Chantel looked at me and Chantel was wailing. Because she was there. She got it. She was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Good joke, Mike. To this day, I tell him that
I like
was...
Mike James. He's cool.
He's a good dude.
He's kind of a dick. Like, just like funny like that. Though. Yeah, no, because like, he's just funny like that.
Yeah.
At the mic the other night at the Back to the Grind, and he was like, and you're out there. And I was like, what? Like, he was on stage and I was just in the crowd. But then he was like, okay, do you want to ask me a question? Because I am a woman or whatever. But he was like, he asked me this question. And then I was like, I don't know, whatever I'll say. He said, can women like brag about having a pretty pussy? And I was like, well, I do. And he goes, way to make it about you. And I was like, you asked me. You called me out of the crowd. What are we doing here? Like, or are you making this a me thing? I'm not making this a me thing. You asked me. Like, what? You know, like, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude.
You can't speak for other women, too. You can speak for yourself. It has nothing to do with that.
It was a good, I like the bit that he's doing. I'm not going to say because it's his bit, but I like the bit that he's doing, like that he said before and after that.
Yeah.
So I know he's like trying to flesh it out and have fun with it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, bro, like, why gonna stop gaslighting me? Like,
especially because I can imagine him being like, make it about
yeah.
Put a hand on the chest.
Oh God. Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Totally. But it's
That's
fun.
my brother right there.
It's fun. And you know, I really love like the community and like, cause like a lot of these people I've known for so long and we're just like chill and cool. And it's like, it's a good vibe, you know, when you know people.
It's nice to feel like it's a funny way to say it, but like to use Mike James as an example, like he's the same age as my brother, my oldest brother. And like me and my brother, not saying we don't get along, but like we've never been buddies.
Yeah.
You know, and that's always something I'm like, man, I kind of wish we were buddies. But it's not like a me thing. It's like just a personality thing because there's Mike and he's, you know, we're buddies.
Yeah.
Jess and Chantel like our families get along and stuff like that, which is really fun. And yeah, good people. But it's fun. I've found like a group of like weirdos that are just as weird as me and they're all kind and they mean well, which is like such a big deal when it comes to so many humans don't mean well. You know?
Yes. And it's like the Inland Empire scene it can be cliquey sometimes, I feel like, for some people, but it's really one of the better scenes out there. Like, as far as like, because there are, like you said, a lot of people who don't mean well. Like, I've come across so many just shitty people in this business, and it's like, it's so gross. And I feel like everybody who kind of works out here, produces shows out here, or everybody except one person, but I think he moved anyway. I'm not gonna call it out because he doesn't deserve to be named, but
to him,
gross. Some people are gross.
No, it's true. That's true. And it's funny because like depending on like what scene you enter, it can either like work for you or work against you. And like even on Thursday, like I had a fun time at the show that I did. Chantel was with me and she was like, oh, like this will be fun. Like nobody knows your material. It should be easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like just thinking about it in that sense, I'm like, yeah, like it could work for me or it could work against me. Cause they could also be like, who is this girl? She's the only one not from our area.
Where was the show at?
It was out in the desert.
Okay.
So like Palm Springs comics, Indio comics. Ukaipa area, whatever, right? But it was like, I told her, I was like, it could work for me, or again, like they could be like, you know, who is this chick? Like, what is she saying? What is she talking about? And I noticed that like the crowd was laughing, but like, and I'm not taking it in like a negative way, but like the comics they were listening, but they weren't like laughing. And I was like,
nobody wants to see a woman succeed.
I wasn't taking it there.
No, no, but seriously, like the amount of haters. No, because like
hit me.
It's just like, it's so dumb because it's like, guys will be like in the same breath be like, oh, you get all these shows because you're a woman. But then there's a ton of bookers that don't book women specifically. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever. And then it's like, if you're doing well, because people need to heal.
Yeah.
If you're doing well, people can't be like, oh, I'm excited for that person. I'm happy for them. They deserve it. If somebody sees that you have something that they want, instead of saying, what can I do to get that also? They will make up excuses and reasons in their head why you don't deserve it and they do. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be haters.
It's very toxic.
It's so toxic.
Yeah.
And that's something even that like I had to reckon through and like work through myself, because it's like I would do that like for like a split second. I'd be like, oh, why did they get that show? I want to be that. But then I'd be like, no, Anne.
Yeah, you
like,
correct
have
yourself.
I tried to do it? Can I do it? Can I, what do I need to do to get there to do this for myself? But too many people, there's like I said, just haters.
Yeah,
We're
I think
all
it's like somewhat human on a level to be that way,
It
but
is,
it's something we can unlearn,
grow,
and grow out of. Yeah, it's something you should grow out of.
It takes a level of like self-awareness. Like what she's saying is like when you recognize you're beginning to do it, because it is a, what's that word? Like a slippery slope.
Oh yeah,
you know,
for sure.
once you start, it's like you almost can't stop with like the negative talk and the negative perspective and stuff like that. But it is human.
Yeah, but you can grow, but it's like
some human things you grow out of and into, better human.
Without saying like, oh, about our peers specifically, you know what I mean? And people like you've met by proxy and stuff, like, don't you feel as though there is a little bit of a lack of self-awareness in...
Oh, but you have to have at least some delusion to be a comedian in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a balance, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have to have some level of delusion to keep getting on stage.
Yeah.
Like when you're young, when you're new in comedy and when you're not good, but you have to think that you are, because otherwise you're not going to keep going. But then it's the keeping going that makes you better. And then,
And it's like ironic that you bring up the woman, and I'm resistant to it. I'm like, oh, it's not because of women doing good, But it's like you say that, like, oh, like people, and it's been not beaten into me, but it's been like in passing. I've heard people tell me like, oh, you got booked because they needed a girl or whatever. And it's almost like sometimes when I do get opportunities, that's like the first negative talk. I'm like, oh, they only booked me because they want a chick on the lineup.
So this is what I always told myself. I was like, I don't care why somebody books me. I don't care if a guy booked me because he thought I was going to sleep with him. I don't care if he booked me because he needed a woman. I don't care if he booked me for, whatever reason. When I get there, the crowd is going to see that I deserve to be here.
Yeah, they're the ones you're trying to win over.
Only thing that mattered to me.
Yeah. You guys want to close it up with some Hitler's nuts conversation?
Can we go back to the coffin?
I think that might be Connor's number one takeaway. It's going to be this fun fact that he wants to share now. He's going to go home and be like, hey, Mom, did you know Hitler had one ball?
I'm definitely bringing it to show and
And then he goes, isn't that nuts?
Isn't that nuts? That's my joke. That's my
I'm not going to steal her joke. That'd be rude.
No, you can say it as long as you credit me.
Okay.
He'll say end quote and Flagg. We do have a show together this Wednesday. We should plug that.
Yeah. When does the episode drop?
Can we put it out on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh,
cool. Yeah. So come to the show. It's the show at the lobby. It's every last Wednesday of the month.
Yeah, so plug it forever.
Come to the show. I always, like I said, I want it to be a space that felt like a comedy club here in Riverside. So, you don't have to drive anywhere. You know what I mean? I bring the comics to you. Everybody's a professional, paid comic. So they're bringing their A game. It's not like some open, you know what I mean? It's like, so it's really, really worth it. And the lobby is beautiful. And like I said, our little speakeasy room, it's gorgeous, fantastic drinks, food even. So it's always a great time.
I'm excited to perform there. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me. I'm going to thank you for having me ahead of time, and I'm thanking you right now for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I had a lot of fun.
I had so much fun.
And everybody like, share, subscribe, and we will catch you next time.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.